Hello everyone, and welcome to Sir Nicky's Random Things, because everyone deserves a little random in their life. We're going to be playing All The Mods, keep saying that, All The Magic Spellbound. I've done a little bit of work since last time. Mostly I just wandered around, did some organization, got some materials, that kind of thing. I did hit a desert temple. One thing I did do that was magic related was I did the Blood Infuser and Blood Chest. These are both from Evilcraft. The Blood Infuser is the primary crafting mechanism, at least for early on. You can, well, infuse blood into things. And the Blood Chest allows you to, showing right here. As you can see, the durability is going up, and the blood is going down. And so it's a repair item. It's quite nice. But it does use blood, so I did spend a bunch of time wandering around, killing monsters, and sucking the blood into the blood extractor. As long as you have it on your toolbar, as you're killing creatures, at least in melee, I'm not sure if the bow counts, but in melee it will get tossed into the blood extractor, and then you can use it to fill up either one of these two items. Now, the reason why I did that is, to start off, you have to have a 5 square of blood, which is 5 buckets of blood, and toss one of the dark gems into it, and you get a blood gem, or a dark gem. I should look up the name of that. Dark gem. There we go. Dark power gem. It sucks up the blood and turns it. It's cheaper to do it in the blood infuser, so that's the first thing you generally make. That one isn't too hard. However, other thing you need to do is put some blood into a hole in the ground and wait for it to harden. Then you can either get it with Silk Touch, which I don't have currently, or you can dig it out with a flint and steel. Now, by dig it out, I mean do this, not do that. If you set it on fire, nothing will happen. And I totally did not discover that while trying to figure out how to make hardened blood shards. So you make the blood infuser, and now you can make the dark gems more easily, and then you can make the blood chest. The item that you basically want to make with this is called the Blood Infusion Core. That's the easiest way. Blood Pearl teleportation. Now, there's a lot of interesting things in Evilcraft. So basically, this is just the way to start it off, and I have to do a bit of upgrades so that I can get to a broom, which is going to be the first bit of flight we have. There's also an angel ring, but knowing the angel ring, it's probably going to be a bit of a pain to get. Yeah. So you need a thing from Reliquary, Mystic Focus. So yeah, it's, well, Reliquary, Mana and Artifice Tier 3, Magic Feather, that's a charm, Gaia Spirit Ingot, so that's quite a bit into Botania Blaze Red, relatively easy. All the Modium block. All the Modium is a rare ore, and another Blaze Red, plus a Ring of the Sky, which is a bunch of other stuff. Dark Soul from Forbidden Arcana, Air Reagents from Blood Magic, Belt of Levitation from Mars Nuevo, Mantle of Stars from Astral Sorcery, that's a fairly high tier item, and a Spirit Attuned Gem from Occultism. Not too sure about that. Yeah, as you can see, it requires the Iridescent Altar, which is the tier 3 altar, I believe. Might be a tier 2. Requires resonating gems, crystals, metal. So, yeah, it's a process to get to that. Now, I have discovered, I should point to these. These are, I think, silkworms. Now, the silkworms are dropped from leaves as they decay. You get eggs, and you can make a couple of them. I've tried before, if you put them in the same space, they suffocate, so you need to keep them separate. And what they will do is they will drop silk cocoons. I have a pickup upgrade, which just drags all the items across. The silk cocoon can be used by itself, and it will give you 3 silk thread, or you can use the spindle, which I thought I had in this box. As usual, whenever you organize something, you then have absolutely no idea where anything actually went. Here we go, spindle. So, if you take the spindle and the silk cocoons, you actually get 8 silk threads, which is pretty nice. It does take a little bit of durability, but it's fairly easy to make. It's one trap, which is, I'll show you, spindle, stick, 3 slabs, and a tripwire hook. Tripwire hook makes 2 for just that. Very easy. And the silk string can be used for certain things directly, or you can just go 2 and it makes 1 normal string. I'll put the rest of the string away. And hardened stones there. Now this is, oops, of course I just reorganized. This is an Iron Promise Acceptor. It's one of the items from Evilcraft. In this case, an Iron Promise Acceptor is a block of iron that you use 10 buckets of blood to turn into an Iron Promise Acceptor. It's one of the items that you use to make enhancements for the blood infuser. I made a mistake and I didn't notice that the particular thing it is used on, in this case, what I was looking for was the Promise of Productivity, which allows the machine to be more efficient. But it requires a Bowl of Promises tier, it does not require a Bowl of Promises tier 1. But a tier 1 promise requires tier 1 Bowl of Promises is a dusted Bowl of Promises, but it requires that you have a promise of tenacity, at least tier 1. So look at that. That's an Iron Promise Acceptor and a Bowl of Promises, but you can get one for tier 0 and a Spider Eye. So not that hard. What this does is it just increases the tank capacity. Right now it's 10 buckets. So it's a little bit of involved stuff, so I just decided, well, I'm not going to do that completely off camera. Now the Bowl of Promises, the Dusted Bowl of Promises, which is just a couple crushed dark gems, and a Bowl of Empty Promises, which is 3 dark power gems. So it requires a fair amount of blood. So first thing I'm going to do is upgrade my blood extractor. So how do we do that? Well, it's actually very easy. I've made a number of the items, and of course I put them in the wrong thing again. We need some dark gems, and I should have some spikes floating around. Well, I'm going to need them for other things anyway, so I will make 16 spikes, and then I will make, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 blood extractors. And I'll take this, do that. So, why did I make a bunch of those? Put these over here. I'll show you. When you take a blood extractor, you attach it, and then you craft it again. And you see 10,000 millibuckets, 5,000 millibuckets, makes you 50,000 millibuckets. And it does not get rid of the blood that is actually in it if you happen to have any, and it will combine them if necessary. And you can craft as many as you feel like. So, let's give me 30 buckets of blood, which is quite a lot. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is this over here. This is the Ankh of Prey. Now this is for Corral Tombstone. I learned pretty much everything I know about Corral Tombstone from Mistress of Mice. They did a really good thing on it. The new version is a little more complicated, which I'll explain in a bit. Once you make a Grave Soul, you can get more experience by using the Ankh of Prey on a grave for a certain amount of time. You can see right now it's kind of shimmering. That means it's okay to use. You have to wait for a while before you can use it again once you do. So, unfortunately, the Grave Soul requires an item that I don't have quite yet. I need to make some dead bushes, which I am not 100% sure how to make at the current time. I want to grab my shears, which are probably staring you right in the face, but not me. There we go. This was also for the promise of tenacity. No, productivity that I was trying to make. Just dump all the extra stuff in here. And there we go. This is another item I got. Oh, hello. Do you have anything interesting on your itinerary? Lily pads. I will actually need those. Blue pickerel weed. Rune scribing ritual. A recipe. I think I need that too. I should have 2 emeralds, which is unfortunate. I've been trying to find emeralds to get stuff. So I do want this, and as long as you're here, I'll take the lily pads. I will put those away for now. Sorry about the distraction. Next thing I'm going to discuss is just simple, the Akashic Tome. If you right-click on it, you have all the books that you have in the actual pack, in this case, although sometimes you'll just be able to make the Akashic Tome. I believe the recipe is normally a bookcase in a book, and you just put them all in. What you would do is you would just craft the Akashic Tome with whatever book. Like you would do this, and then it would have the Akashic Tome, and it would just get added to the list. This is a spell book, so it won't go in. The spell book allows you to cast spells, as you might expect. As you can see, it pops up with a mana bar. So, the Akashic Tome is just, I'll go with Astral Sorcery. Because here, Astral Sorcery. Now, the thing about the Akashic Tome is, it actually works pretty nicely. Did they change the way this works? There used to be a way you could put the tomes into the drawings of the constellations into the Astral Tome. And it used to work, I believe, with the Akashic Tome version of the Astral Sorcery. Maybe I need to unlock something, so we'll try that again later. But when you're done with it, and each one of the books will have its own unique characteristics, just like any other documentation book that you get, what you do is just click, regular click, not right click, on empty air, and it will revert to the standard Akashic Tome, and then you can right click and it'll pop up with whatever books you feel like. I'm going to put that up here. Now, what else has been going on? Well, I've been working with Tetra, so details on some of the things that I wasn't entirely sure on. First of all, if you put a great sword in here, you have integrity usage. Certain upgrades take a little bit of integrity. Fairly simple. Just you can only have a certain amount of integrity. I believe it does improve. I'm pretty sure this used to be 5 of 5. Now, as you'll see, it says settled 1 for the heavy stone blade, settled 1 for the wooden hilt. And I do have a couple hones, or maybe just one, on this one. What happens is your hone will give you abilities. Wrong button. I always do that. Okay, and it's not quite showing it, because of course not. Basically, the hone will give you certain abilities that are generally a limited number of magic abilities. Like, for example, my pick has, it's right in the tooltips. Absolutely brilliant of me. If you see that it says Iron Pickaxe, Iron Pick, Hone, Durability 2, Settled 1. The Settled gives you bonuses. Basically damage, efficiency, just like little minor ones. The Hone is a bigger, more like an enchantment, although you can also enchant these items. If you look, the next one gives me Mine Efficiency 1 and Durability 1, and the Bone Handle is just Settled. So you can use Hone, and depending on which one you have, you, like for the pick, you can get efficiency. For the handle, if you pick that for your Hone perk, you can make it faster, I believe was the one. I think there was another one. I don't remember. Neither of them interested me at the time. However, each one of them only has a limited number, which I believe is this line here. I am fairly certain that these are limited. So you only have a certain number of hones you can do, at least until you get later on above a certain level. You will be able to use the hollow sphere. There we go. And let's see. Do I just click it in here? Nope. Do I put it in here? There we go. So yeah, you can apparently do different things. Like no upgrades available. No upgrades available. So not. Okay, you can make a scanner. Oh, the scanner will let you scan for certain things. They're basically underground dungeons. Not really, but they have things that Tetra uses that you can further upgrade your equipment. And okay, that's just another scanner. I think it might increase the range if you use both. So we've got that. This one, I changed it to a bone handle, a little more durability. I lost a little bit of speed, but that doesn't really concern me as much as not having to come back and redo it. Now that that's set, let's take a look. I believe there's some sort of repair kit in Tetra. So I'll go at. If you don't know, you can use at and it will just give you things from that bottom. Tetra. That's my usual absolutely brilliant spelling. Seeping bedrock, core extractors, and doesn't look anything I recognize as a repair kit. So, one thing you can get is every once in a while you'll get geodes. Geodes, you just basically break it open with a hammer on the workbench. Once you're done doing that, it will give you something. Flint shows up a lot, it's the most common, but you'll get diamonds and emeralds and all that kind of stuff. Fairly nice. Oh yes, my shield is almost toast. Doesn't make just a shield. Oh, there. Yeah, 4. That's not going to work. So, one of the other things I did was a little bit of organization, as usual. If you knew me, my organization is terrible. I'm trying to keep magic stuff up here, stuff that's commonly used for crafting. This is honestly just a miscellaneous chest of various building blocks and stuff I'm not strictly needing, but I put the nether quartz in there because I haven't needed it yet. Now, here we have seeds. This is flowers and a few other things. Seeds are in this chest. As you can see, you get quite a number of them. And the top one is food. And of course, food is in the top because we always play with high stakes. Da-dun-dun. Fuel for the furnaces. Mostly mob drops. And this is just astral sorcery blocks because we're going to need a lot of marble. I also found a smithing table while I was wandering around, along with the fletching table, but the fletching table is not as good. Now, looks like we have some pillagers over there. You can see them in the mini-map. So, I like to stay away from those. They're kind of a pain. Ah, that's what's making all that weird noise. So, I found a bunch of wool, which is nice. I did some wrap for the handles. Accomplished a few quests, nothing particularly interesting, just mostly the low-level stuff, like I needed one of these, the fruits from the demon dream seeds, that sort of thing. Also, I have finished the upgrades for Spice of Life. I can no longer get more hearts. It says your desire for interesting new flavors is done. I got a total of 1 bar, 10 hearts for that. The reason why I have more than 1 extra bar is I also got a item here, called a Crystal Heart, which increases Boar's maximum health, apparently by half a bar. Other things I found while I was wandering around was an iron ring that just gives me armor, a magnetic ring, which is why everything is being sucked to me, and then the backpack picks it up, and this, which is a spellstone. They're actually quite nice. This one is the Angel's Blessing. There are, I believe, 8. I'll show you what the K does in a minute. I'll show you what it does. The active ability accelerates you in the direction of your second. It's got a 2-second cooldown. Not huge, but it's not bad. Passive abilities. Immunity to fall and collision damage. That's really nice. You have a 50% chance of deflecting incoming projectiles. Also quite nice. Your own projectiles are greatly accelerated. I cannot aim bows. That is really nice. But you are vulnerable to wither and void damage, so you'll take extra damage from those. I have a gold backpack, which just stores a lot of stuff, and a flame pendant. When attackers hit me, even at range, there is a chance it can be set on fire. Also really nice for people who suck at combat. So let's see. What else was going on? Oh yes. Fireball! Let me find a target that isn't bees. No, that'll do. I cleaned that out as well. Mostly for the wool. See? Boom. And yes, that not only does damage, but it will destroy blocks. And as you saw, it didn't really take a huge amount of mana. So it's actually pretty nice. I believe it damages you if you're fairly close. Maybe not. It does take your entire mana bar, but it refills pretty quick. One moment, and... Ooh. Actually, it does not hurt you. That is even better than I expected. Scoot is something, it's a shell from a turtle. So that's used for turtlecraft. We'll get to that at some point, I imagine. One of the next things I want to do is do a little bit of create. You do require create to make the ATM star and a few other things. The problem is I have been looking all over. I have not been able to find any andesite. Andesite is basically the start that you need for create. You make these andesite alloy, which is just andesite and alloy nuggets, and that is the basic component that you use to make a lot of stuff. Also, the mod that lets you just go sugarcane and most likely cactus to whatever height it feels like growing, probably build limit. So that's in here, and that's pretty nice because you don't have to worry about making any sort of automated machine to cut it. It's just when you need sugarcane, you go over and punch it and you're done. Let's see. I also found a dungeon. Forget what it was from. It's not really a dungeon. It's just a hole in the ground with a bunch of stuff, which was extremely dangerous. I died several times. Didn't I have a boat in here? I've already made 2 boats. I don't want to make a third. there we go. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you, oh, by the way, you can turn those into Tetra items as well. So, also quite nice. And, of course, I got distracted again. Let's see, found a few different things, wire shards and such. Need some Vintium exit and the ingots. And this is manuscripts from Ice and Fire, which you can use to make a bestiary lexicon and a bestiary. So, I actually do have enough for that. So, how can I do that? Uses. Okay. Bestiary lexicon. And was this? Which gives me a bestiary. There we go. Dink. And dink. So I put that in place. And I believe those will, as you get more manuscripts, you will open up more and more chapters. I believe it is things that, opening up different items requires manuscripts. So, we'll be keeping an eye out for that. Also, these are fairly easy to make. Aubergines, eggplant, grow really quickly, and each one of these is, or maybe it's two of these, is 2 eggplant and 2 cooked eggplant. Nice and easy to make. As you can see, I have a large number of eggplant, and they grow pretty quickly. Oops. That's exactly what I didn't want to do, because now it's in my backpack. Well, it didn't go in my backpack. So, I'll put it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of prep, and I will show you that dungeon, because I would actually like to try and get some extra loot, and then I am going to go searching for andesite. So I'm going to take care of that, and I will talk to you guys while I'm waiting. I actually did remember what I wish to mention. The Corel Tombstone has what's called a Knowledge of Death. Now, accessing the menu is done through a hotkey, which it looks like it wasn't assigned, but I did assign it. As you see, you get certain experience. The first time you die, I think you get 1 level. As you gain experience, which you can get through either dying or using the Ankh of Prey, you can pick certain abilities. So I'm just going to go through them. Alchemists, you get extra poison duration, a potion duration. Bone collectors, you get special drops from the undead. Concentration reduces the casting time with magic items, I believe, from this mod rather than just anything in general. Disenchanting is actually pretty nice. You can use the Disenchanting book and along with an item, and it will turn it into a magic book that it has the item on it. It will pick one random one and discard the rest. At second level, it'll pick 2 random ones and then discard the rest. So I'm going to get a couple of that to extract something from some loot I found. Ghostly Shape. When you die, you get Ghostly Shape effect for a certain amount of time till you attack, or like 2 or 3 minutes. Each level you put into here will increase abilities that you get. Right, I just picked Featherfall because, well, you didn't pick it. It's the first one in line. I picked Getting That because I died in a chasm. Easy enough. Jailer increases the chance of your key coming back as one that will just teleport you to your grave without you needing to go back to it. Again, you can just combine the key with an ender pearl, but I don't have a mob farm set up yet, and the one enderman I tried to fight was an elite and ended up running away from me. Rune Inscriber, you can basically use the tablets and it won't go away. Scribe gives you better scroll durations. Shadow Worker, that I'm not entirely sure. I believe it might be a stealth thing. Treasure Seeker, you can get rare structures instead of villages as the World's Bonds, and Voodoo Poppets, which will allow you to use Voodoo Poppets. There's Compendium and a configuration. So, all in all, it's a quite nice death mod. It's got a bunch of stuff, interesting stuff. There are certain items you can enchant. If you get the graves, souls will eventually show up, and you can use those souls to enchant items or other things. Now, to make the graves, you actually need an item, which I will show you in just a moment. After I show you this. Dink. Stuffed arbor jade. As you can see, pretty easy to make, and it gives you a fair amount of stuff. So, Tombstone. A decorative grave. There's a bunch of different decorative graves. I happen to like this one. I'll just show you. Essence of Undeath. To find an Essence of Undeath, you basically need to fish in deep water. There's another way to get it. I forget what it is currently, but that was the way that seemed easiest to me. So, the problem with it is it's a rare drop. What I wanted to make was the fishing rod of misadventure. Unlike what it sounds like, it's actually quite useful. When you're fishing with a fishing rod of misadventure, it will, instead of giving you fish, it will give you more of the things in the category junk. And junk also includes things like actual magic books and this item, the Essence of Undeath. Unfortunately, it requires dead bushes, and apparently you can't just hit dead bushes and get them, which is why I have my shears. I'm going to see if the shears will work. Otherwise, I am going to have to get into Create, where I can use red sand and get a 5% chance of dead bushes. So I'm also going to need to find red sand. Red rock. Ah, good. I can make it out of granite. But the Create wheel requires a bunch of andesite, and we're right back to the very beginning. Plus, do these require brass? Yep, these require brass, which requires you get brass ingots. Brass ingots are made with crushed brass, and the only way to get crushed brass without having actual brass is to combine crushed zinc ore and crushed copper ore. And you don't need a crushing wheel to get the crushed zinc and copper ore. You can use a grinder, which is easy enough to do. But you need to put it in a mechanical mixer. Underneath you need a basin. And the tricky part is this. You need a blaze burner. Just going to put that there. Blaze burner is easy to make. Except for that, I'm going to need a compressor. But you can get some iron sheets. Not too big a deal. However, to activate it, you need to right-click it with a blaze. By the way, if anyone out there creates mods, look at where it says hold W to ponder. I'm going to do that. You see that? Anyone who does mods, please try to actually do this with your mod. This is the most incredibly useful thing I have seen in it, a new thing I've seen in a mod in a long time. So, the blaze is just, you click on a blaze with the base burner. And at that point, you can use it to make brass. Base burners can provide heat, and like I said, you need. I wonder if you can use wood. Nope. Blaze has to be flooded with flammable items, so no. So definitely do need the andesite to get started, because the only way to make the plates is with that presser. So I'm going to wander off, try and find some andesite. I'm going to kill that zombie because he's driving me nuts, and I need the blood anyway. I do hate that. Where are you? I guess there was a people there, wasn't there? There. That's taken care of. See, 491 blood. Interestingly, skeletons do give you blood. So apparently bone marrow counts as blood, because otherwise they would not. That being done, I am going to take off, try and find some stuff, and I will be talking to you later. Hey everyone, I'm back. I did manage to find a back way into this by accident while looking for some andesite, and I destroyed the spawners, so hopefully this will go better than it did last time. And let's just make sure I have the fireball ready. Remember, I have feather fall from the angel thing. There we go. Just a spawner. Yep, let's not kill the turtle, because turtle won't see a thing. There we go. What are you guys? Wither skeletons. Howling, of course. Myself. Good. Come on. And... Yep. And I take extra damage from Wither. So. And my key does not glow on me. So I will be back in a little bit. Okay, we're going to try this again. And this time we're going to make ourselves a nice little way down that will get us killed when I inevitably die again. And I think that's about enough time. Skeletons around. One. Door. I can hear you. No one seems to be biting. So, I have to do this. Yay. Ta-da. Okay. Did not feel like dealing with that anymore. So, hopefully, that will have solved our issues. Let's do a little bit of rearranging. Oh, yeah, humanoid flesh. That's from Evilcraft. Whenever you die, you get one of those. So, let's see. I am completely out of things to eat. But I think I might also be completely out of things that I need to kill. So... let's check some chests. Red leather bricks. What the heck? Might be able to use that. Some other work. Okay. What's this? Shroom light. Sure, why not? Okay. Huh. Well, better. In case you missed it, they're gold if you haven't used them, and silver when you have. Very handy. Quartz bricks. I might actually be able to convert those back. Never know. Nothing else. It ain't good decorative materials. Not that I'm the best at building. Okay. I believe there's at least one more. There we go. Definitely not very impressive loot in this one. It is kind of a pretty temple, though. It seems like there might be something secret, but I don't see anything that would indicate that. Aside from, that cave I fell into underneath. But I wouldn't call that secret as much as strange world generation. You notice everything is stone, or this rocky stone. I don't think I've even seen any diorite, which is, no diorite, no andesite, which is what I'm looking for, which is more than a little annoying. A lot of marble, which means astral will be probably fine. Nothing to eat, so I'm just going to leave that little issue. Didn't quite get That's right, there's a downstairs. Well, that was annoying. We're going to try that again, and I'll get back to you if I ever manage to clear it out. Status update. I am slowly but surely clearing this dungeon of the, I believe I have counted 5, 6, no, gotta be 7 spawners, through generous application of a wizard's best friend, namely ice spawners. And, yep, that's pretty much what I've been doing for about 20 minutes now. And some of these are monster boxes, which you can't kill with the fireball, and some of them are spawners, which you can't, which also makes this very annoying. See it again in a few. Well, I seem to have finally found the center of the dungeon, or at least what I'm going to consider the center, the loot room. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's fun. Turtles Aqua Affinity. Oh, could be useful. Nature's Mend. I'm going to look these up. Reach 7. Oh, that might actually be quite useful. Projectile Protection 7, also nice. Especially when you add in that 50%. I ignore you. Okay. Iron Pickaxe with Unbreaking 6. Now this is why I want Disenchant, because I can put it on my good one. And this one is Life Mending 1. I think that means it heals and gives you, mends it, damages you. That's okay. I'm too interested in. Nature's Mend might also be good on the pick, depending on exactly what it means. Yeah, that wasn't the best haul, but it got me some stuff. Especially some interesting magic things that I can put on stuff. And, oh look, see that little glowing purple thing there? That's a spawn box. Well, not a spawn box, it's a spawner. Spawn boxes are immune to that, but as you notice, those are not, which is really nice. Anyway, I seem to have just a little more to do, and then I will head back. The one I was going to take off But then I saw this little guy. I think it's one of the special fire and ice mobs. Shall we go introduce ourselves? Sure. Hulking zombie. Let's see where you're from. Man and artifice. Interesting. I must not be able to get through there. Here. Ooh. He's got life. Oh, you sit there and burn for a sec. Thank you, sir. Well, I don't know what that is, but it certainly looks interesting. What can I get rid of? I don't need smooth basalt. This is Mark of the Undead and an artifice. Uses nothing. Recipe, nothing. Looks like I'm going to have to go back to the documentation. But there are definitely some interesting mobs in here. So I am back. I found one more room, but there had to organize my inventory again, so I figured I'd spare you the details. I came back, and well, it was productive. I have a lot of different magic items I can strip and put on other things. But unfortunately, what I sent out to do, get andesite, I was completely unable to find any, despite, blown holes in walls and wandering around in caves and such. I have not found any andesite, which is weird. I checked the Minecraft wiki and it says it's supposed to spawn pretty much anywhere, any biome. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research and see if I can figure out maybe there's a way to either make it or just, I don't know, some sort of detector. Although I kind of doubt andesite is going to have a detector associated with it like there might be for other things. So anyway, that's probably going to leave it for now. And thank you for hanging out, and I will see you later.